with her little paws and dragged it off. It's because it's comfy and cozy for her. So let her sit on.
Comfy, cozy. I can't. Did this show recording on your side? Sorry, I know I had to stop it and start it again.
Yeah.
Nice. Gainz. Yeah. Roman was saying it's like 66. You said?
Yeah, 66 in
Dude, it's freaking. It's freaking. I want to say like 81 here. It's 81 degrees.
Damn, really?
Yeah. That's your favorite Gatorade drink, right? That's what you said you talked about in one of the episodes.
It actually is. It's so delicious. I'm supposed to be dieting right now.
What's going on with your Irish look today? You got like all green on.
This is a fit that my Shea baby got for me.
You do kind of look Irish with the green. Oh, speaking of clothes, I actually ordered. I guess it's like fitness related. I ordered my first thing off Rascal Apparel in like almost like 8 to 10 years, I think.
Yeah, what'd you get?
I got some jorts.
Oh, let's go. I'm gonna also be repping some jorts. I'll have to do Gainz Nation first and foremost. I apologize. I've been absent on the Gainz podcast Instagram. I've been enjoying life and I've been not posting. So
sounds like someone I know.
My apologies. I'll throw it out there. Sometimes I feel kind of conflicted about like making like every little aspect of my life public. So
yeah,
things private, you know.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I mean, I think with the posting and everything, like I know like some people like they post like what they do when they wake up, what they eat, like what they're doing. I'm just like sometimes like even with like getting older, like I honestly don't take a lot of photos because of the fact that I just want to be there in the moment more or less, if that makes sense. Like, so if I'm lifting and like, you know, I'm trying to record, it's honestly kind of hard because it's like, you just like, it kind of hits me out of that moment type deal, if that makes sense. Like where it's like, okay, well, I'm deadlifting right now, but like, you know, hey, I'm going to stop and then try to get an angle so I can record, you know? Does that make sense?
I know. Yeah.
And it's kind of hard, but it also on the contrary, we don't really have money from Gainz podcast to hire a cameraman. I've been still watching a lot of Will Tennyson videos, and I love his YouTube channel, and it's nice. I mean, he's got a cameraman, so it's like it's nice to be able to have someone like, okay, record what I'm eating, record when I'm like working out, you know, and like. I think that'd be nice to have that, like, and maybe I don't know, maybe I'll have to hire Roman to virtually record me.
I don't even know how the hell I do that, but no, I totally agree with that sentiment.
Get an AI drone managed by ChatGPT to go ahead and follow me on every move, and then you have to like manage it somewhat.
There you go.
Also, other news, I guess, since we're breaking news, I wonder, so my brother-in-law just gave me his gaming PC, his old one, and it's like pretty decked out. Obviously it's like 6 years old though. So it's like, you know, it's got like some additional things that I might put on there, but I'm wondering how it is, to edit. 'Cause I've always wanted it to do it. I was waiting for a little bit, but I did want to build a PC and like edit on Windows. I wonder how it would be editing the Gainz podcast on that PC. I think I'm gonna probably first upgrade the parts first before I do it, but that'd be pretty cool. Maybe we can get some different like quality, different stuff going on, instead of like the same old type deal, but the content's new, you know, type deal. So
yeah, I like it, buddy. I like it a lot.
What's
pretty
new?
dope.
Yeah. What's new with you with lifting, buddy? How are you feeling? How's your groin? How's everything going?
I've been doing a pull-up challenge this month. And
are you still doing the push-ups or just pull-ups?
I am still doing the push-ups.
How are you doing? Is most of those days like kind of you're like if you do that, you're not really focusing on back and chest as much?
Yeah. Like for sure. Like some days my workout might just be like yesterday. I think yesterday my workout was just 100 push-ups and 25 pull-ups.
Are you doing those weighted or body weight?
Body weight, yeah.
And then are you doing as many as possible, or are you trying to shoot like maybe 5 this set and then 6 the next set maybe in a couple of days? And
yesterday was 5 sets of 5 reps, but I've also done today. I think I did 13, 9, and 4 because the rep goal today was 26. So 13 was probably pretty close to failure, within 1. The second set was probably pretty close to failure within 1. And the second set was probably like RPE 6, RPE 7. So I definitely had more in the tank.
Do you have this feeling too? I know I've talked to you through text, but probably should talk to you through Gainz podcast so people can hear. Something like pull-ups. Like I swear, like I don't know what it is, but I know like I'll never do more than like 12 or 13 at a time, no matter what. Does that make sense? I don't know what it is, but I don't know. I'm resistance. I'm loading my pull-ups now, so like I'm at 20 or 25 pounds at it, and I'm doing only about like 6 or 7 reps. Probably just 6. I don't think 7. But like I feel like I've been doing body weight pull-ups for so long, and I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I cannot do more than like 12 or 13. Like I don't even know if I've even hit 13 at a time. Maybe 12 is my most.
Have you ever done a specialization cycle?
No.
That might be something worth trying. So essentially what that would look like, Gainz Nation, it's going to be different for every person. But like I feel pretty good doing pull-ups every day. I'm not going to lie. So for me, like for the amount of like strain it puts on my back, I'm fine. I'm recovering every day. I can't even think of a day where I like felt like, recovery is kind of lagging. Like my back hurts. My back is extra sore. Not that it's like not sore sometimes. One thing to note, these are not ideal like bodybuilding pull-ups. Like if I was doing bodybuilding pull-ups, I'd have like a nice rack that I could fully suspend. Sometimes I'll do it on my squat rack. Here, I'll even show you. I'll do it on my squat rack, so I have to lift my legs in a 90-degree angle. Like not ideal, but it might be better for me in regards to. Sorry, bro, you're gonna be on the Gainz podcast. So it might be better for me in regards to more of like a CrossFit type pull-up. So let me just move this stuff here real quick. We just got like a little ab bench set up here. I'm just gonna move it. So I'm just doing this Gainz Nation because I think it'll like provide greater context to how I'll do these and how sometimes you have to modify, right? So this is not an ideal environment for me. So this is just a squat rack right here. And this is the bar. This is set up for where I would squat. All right. So what I'll do is like, I might do like chin ups. I might do pull ups. We'll do a couple sets or a couple reps of pull ups. So I'll come down here, full extension, bring out my legs like this, and we'll just lift up like that. If they were bodybuilding, I'd come all the way down. I'd lift myself up. I'd hold the contraction, and then I'd slowly lower myself down. But I'm intentionally relying on the stretch reflex from my my teres major, this muscle here, effectively. Right here, so that I can like get the certain reps that I want because I'm training for a essentially like a Tough Mudder Spartan. The first one that's coming up is a train race. So actually where I do them is right here on the rafters. I just grab here and I grab here. And when I lift up, obviously I don't want to hit my head on the rafter.
So you
I
just
go
move.
up like this, up like that, up like that, up like that, and I'm scared to death I'm gonna poke my eye out with that damn freaking
Screw or
nail, that nail someday. So that's what I do. They're not ideal for bodybuilding, but I'm aware of that, and I'm willing to make concessions so that I can get to the certain rep count that I want and progress. The goal is to progress from 15 reps a day to 45 reps.
Yeah, and I like it. I mean, on a side note or a transition note, I mean, I just took a picture of my lats from in like a mirror, and obviously, if you don't know or if you do already, I think the back is the most weirdest like muscle to grow because like it's like one of those that we never really see. And like I think for someone or some people that don't see their back muscles, like it's so crazy the amount of like progress I've worked on with my back, like the thickness. Like I still have, like, even though I'm not like thin, like you might see 2 abs on my stomach here and there, maybe 3, like because I'm over 200 pounds now. But like I still have veins that are popping out in the middle of my back, like when I'm flexing. Once I get a pump, I think it's usually, I don't think it's like obviously non-pump. I'm more of a, if I think Roman's the same way. If I have like 10+% body fat, or 15, I guess, plus body fat percentage, I don't really have veins unless I'm working out or like picking something up. Which it's kind of a struggle, but whatever. But they're there. It's there. Like, I'll post it on Gainz podcast, which I haven't posted it yet, but, I was posting a bunch of other stuff too, but it's been nice. That's good to hear that you're up to 13 pull-ups. I mean, I think that's pretty decent. Like I said, I don't know if I don't think I've ever gone that far. Honestly, most of the time, maybe it's because I don't take them too serious. I just do them to get like extra back work in. I just do different grips, different handles. And like they have like a rock climbing handles where like, they're like the little like red pegs, and like you're gripping it like this, which I think I've mentioned it before. I've said it before, but like I'll do those as pull-ups as well. But yeah, I just started doing the added weight to my pull-ups. I think it's pretty neat. Yeah, I don't know. Pull-ups, like it's like a love-hate relationship with them. I don't know. It's like really weird. But I still do them consistently, like all the time. I feel like I've always done them.
Yeah, I feel like I always come back to them because they're so fun. Yeah. But like from a bodybuilding perspective, if your goal is to like get like maximally jacked as much as like your body will allow, I actually don't think they're that great of an exercise. I think like most people don't do them like quote unquote right. I think a better thing to do is lat pull down, to be honest with you. If I had a lat pull down machine and I wasn't doing this challenge, I was trying to grow like my like mid to like low trap fibers. I was trying to grow like my teres major, my teres minor, a little bit of the lats, like trying to grow like the back overall. I would just do lat pull downs for days. I love lat pull downs. I absolutely love lat pull downs. Different like grip widths, like overhand, underhand.
I was doing vertical ones today, and with the close grip handle. So I love them. I mean, I even throw on like, and I think it's underrated, but I even throw on wrist wraps, and I wrap them so my grip, I don't really have to worry about gripping them, and I just pull from like my back, and it just, man, I did 190 or 195 pounds today. And man, I did like 7 or 8 reps, and just like that 8th rep is just so excruciating, and you could just feel like you're just like your latch just like pulling and growing, and it just yeah, I get what you're saying. Like I would definitely take that over a pull up any day of the week if I'm like actually trying to thicken my back or grow it, and get those bat wings.
Oh yeah. But I'm not gonna lie, like it's pretty freaking cool to be like to start out at like,
yeah.
I think the most pull-ups I've done like before today was like 9 or 10 on like the rafters, and then I just busted out a set of 13 today.
Yeah.
Like on my lunch break, I went for like a quick run, and then I tried to get in much as my workout as I could, try to get back to work. And I was like shocked as hell. Like I was so proud of myself. I was like, damn, I just busted out 13 reps. So sometimes just like hitting a number or going after a number like can be motivating or like fuel enough. So it doesn't have to be like maximally stimulating for muscle growth or maximally stimulating for strength gains. Like sometimes like you just want to like work out and have fun. And it's like, it's going to help with like muscle growth. It's going to help make me stronger. But like, I'm doing this kind of training because one, it was a challenge that I agreed to with like my buddy, and two, I think that I'll have some transfer skills to like obstacle course racing, which is like a lot of the events that I have planned over the next 6 months or so.
Yeah, and on the contrary with like instead of the numbers, I don't know if you saw, I posted the leg extension video, but like you could tell in the video, like what we've been talking about before, like with like movements where, you know, we're trying to grow the muscle and try to get everything out of it and try to get, you know, a good amount of effort. Right. And, you know, the risk of injury of a leg extension is probably pretty damn low. But you could tell like after the last rep, I couldn't even tell you how many reps I did. I'm more focused on how that feel is. It's like I'm going until like my legs almost like burning, and I'm, you know, I can't do 1 or 2 more reps. And I feel like I don't have a lot of videos of that. It's more of like, hey, here's a deadlift of like 3. Here's a blah blah blah. But awesome. Well, that's good. And then I sent Roman the video. I did. But I hit that 455 farmer carry. You know what? I'm gonna call them farmer walks from now on. Farmer carries, they sound, I don't know. I'm gonna say farmer walks because I heard someone say it, and I dig that way of saying it. But yeah, man, it was rough. It was like, let alone I haven't really deadlifted 455, let alone like in a while. Especially having that stomach bug. I actually wanted to do that for my 29th birthday. Was like a 455 pound farmer walk. But I couldn't because of the stomach issues I was having, and I couldn't really keep food down, to be honest. So I did it last week. So wait, is that a week after? No, 2 weeks after my birthday. And honestly, it felt fine. Man, it went in so hard that I usually walk it back, but I think the turf was like far enough where I just didn't walk it back. So.
Yeah.
But no, one of the guys saw me doing it. It's like practice, and I think he wants to be like a boxer or fighter. And I was like, you should do these for like your core movement, and like, you know, being able to hold this movement and like stability and whatnot. And I told him about like 1 arm farmer walk and all that, and what like the benefits are. But yeah. I've been digging it, man. I've been digging it. In the squat form, Roman's been checking my squat form. The new squat form is going by well. I haven't posted anything, but I did hit sets of 205. Hopefully Roman thinks it looks decent.
It's getting better and better. Every time you send me a video, it's getting like sharper and sharper.
And it's so funny. I don't really have like pain in like my back and my shoulder anymore, or my elbows anymore, and I think it's because of the rotation of my shoulders what was going on when I wasn't like, you know, getting my chest up with my hips. And yeah, I haven't had like any like pain, knock on wood, like recently. And then I deadlifted at 415 today for like 2 singles, which is a regular barbell. So yeah.
Dang, buddy.
I'm just trying to hold my weight or gain weight because of the stomach bug. I dropped like overall I'm back just only down 2 pounds, so I'm only 202. So I'm not really. I mean, I said to everybody that I wanted to be like around like 205, but you know, I'm just taking it slow. I'm not trying to rush it. Like if I weigh light some days, yeah, I'll have like an extra meal or an extra snack or snack on something throughout the day, but yeah, not really rushing it. But
nice.
But yeah, Roman, we are talking about pump covers, summertime shine, and then so maybe some hints and tips, I guess, how to cut some weight before the summertime because it is getting nicer. The pump cover thing was kind of a joke, Roman. I just want to know your thoughts are with pump covers because I don't think we ever talked about it, or I don't know if people know, I guess, what a pump cover is.
I kind of like it, to be honest with you. Like, if you're like starting to get like pretty, like, if you're natural, if you're starting to get pretty lean, and you have like, some like muscularity, like when you wear like a long sleeve or like a sweatshirt, for example, you might just kind of, you might look like pretty wiry. Like my frame, if you saw me, I look like pretty wiry. But then if I take off like a sweatshirt or like a long sleeve shirt or something along those lines, and I have like a cutoff on or like a like a tank top or something along those lines, if I'm decently lean, then it is kind of shocking, and it's like kind of cool to see your physique change because like you see yourself in the mirror and it's like, okay, yeah, you can tell like, all right, shoulder development's there, all this stuff, and you take off the shirt and you're like, boom, like, all right, I got like a little bit of like striations like in the Jesus, why can't I think of the name of it? The muscles that kind of come across this way. You can like see much more shoulder development. You can see like a little bit of the traps. You're like, all right, like I'm feeling this. So yeah, I like the concept of the pump cover. It definitely is more noticeable if you're enhanced or you like have quite a bit like more muscularity than the average person. What are your thoughts on pump covers, buddy?
Honestly, I think it's funny how the term came up because, like, in my head, I think it's because people like say like, oh, these kids are just wearing pump covers, like, oh, they're gonna take their pants off or their sweatshirt or whatever it is. And like for me, honestly, I just use it for purpose of temperature. I don't know, but also too though. I don't know if it's because I think it's because I use the sauna so much. My body temperature can handle quite a bit, so it takes a while for me to like get like a good sweat going in the gym. And we've talked about this obviously too. Like you don't have to be dying, sweating out everything, and like really, really like struggling just to walk out of the gym to get like a good lift or a good pump or even progress in the gym. But see, the thing is, like I'm telling you, the sauna that I go to hits about 200 degrees. So it's like flipping hot. And I do like 15 to 20 minutes all the time, like after a workout. And I think because of that, like with working out, like I would have to like do a CrossFit session or just like superset on superset just to like, sweat my butt off. Also too, like I said, with the pump cover, like once I get warm, like all I do is I take my hoodie off and I have a stringer. And see, the thing is these gyms, man, I don't know what it is. Maybe like the people who work there just need constant like airflow, but the AC's pumping always, and then like the fans are pumping. So it's like the one gym I go to by the free weights, like there's just a big old fan just rotating. And I'm like, man, some days I just want to unplug it and just like don't tell anybody because like I it's like under 70 degrees and I'm like, wow, who's paying for this air conditioning and like this energy? So I don't know. I'm more of I like sweating in a gym, and I'm unless I had my own gym or eventually maybe a gym at home, like I would just keep it warmer. Like I would never keep it like under 70 degrees. Like who in the right mind thinks that like that needs to be a thing? But yeah, that's my idea on pump covers, buddy.
You know what happens though when you don't have like solid ventilation in a gym? Gyms get stinky. Like I don't know if you've ever been in a gym when like the power's gone out or something like that and it's hot. Man, that place gets stinky real quick. Like us gym goers, like we get some wicked BO in the gym. And like I'll put on some extra deodorant, like all that stuff. And like I'll get out and I'll be like, and I'll like just faint,
Yeah.
So like sometimes like that ventilation is necessary.
Maybe the fans would help, but like if they would just turn the AC down and like fan it out, like I think that'd be a lot better. But Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was like my thing on pump covers is I just use them for temperature. I just think it's funny on Instagram, like everyone makes fun of pump covers. Like they're like, oh, if you're under 200 pounds and you wear a pump cover, like what are you showing off? Like it's like, dude, come on. Like it's just so weird. Like it's just like everyone hates at it now. But yeah, I mean, we got like 5 minutes left. Roman, maybe let's run down maybe some tips. I mean, we probably could make a whole episode, but I know every year we kind of like go on like talk about like seasons are changing. It's now April, and obviously over here it's 80 degrees. By you, it's 60 degrees, and I know summer's gonna be coming sooner than later. And I know a lot of people are like, "Hey, man, what can I start doing today to like help me, shed some pounds, maybe get better habits?" Like, do you have like, I know it's off the top of your head, but what are some of the tips that you have that you could share with like habit building and then maybe diet tips?
A lot of it does come down to diet and food. So this has been something I've been trying to like instill into like my partner, my brother, and also be like more loose with myself. So I'm on a little bit of a mini cut. I'm drinking Gatorade right now. How many mini cuts do you know that will allow you to drink Gatorade? So the first like week, I was pretty strict. I was measuring everything. And it was just like 4 ounces of this, 2 ounces of this, like 1 ounce of like this, blah, blah, blah. Stay under this amount of calories. And it was like cool. And I could tell like right away that it was effective. But it was also annoying me because oftentimes the way that I'll like construct my diet is very much based off of like what I like prep for like leftovers or like, meals for the week. So I don't like prep like a traditional bodybuilder where it's like measure out all your meals for the week. Just because some days I might be in and out a lot. Like my brother is in and out a lot because he's a contractor. My partner, like, she's not a big fan of leftovers. So like sometimes leftovers is like a no-go. So oftentimes it'll just be everything like the whatever I cook for like a major thing, like it might be jerk chicken for the week or something along those lines. I'll put it in a large container and just kind of divvy it out. So I was measuring it out like to the ounce and whatnot, or to the gram. I was being wicked anal about it, and it just frustrated me because my work day is about being hyper reactive, like all the time, from 7 in the morning until like 4:30 in the afternoon. You're just like, I have like 12 different blinky lights for Microsoft Teams. I have customers that are like blowing up every single line I have. I have like 5 lines. I have like customers on hold. It's ridiculous. So for me, if I get like a second, I mean like a literal second of reprieve, I run into the kitchen. I make a smoothie as fast as I can, and I whip it together. So I allowed myself to be more flexible, and I try to give some like proper guidance and guidelines for my brother and my partner. So these are the tips that I provided to them, and these are the tips that I keep in mind when I construct the meal. Make protein your front center. If your goal is some sort of physical culture, whether it's bodybuilding, you want to create more muscle, powerlifting, you want to become stronger, physical endurance, I think that protein needs to be front and center. I'll give a reference number. It may be less for you, it may be more for you, depending on what you're trying to do in regards to dieting. So reducing your overall caloric intake and eventually getting down to a caloric deficit to lose weight. So I typically like to approximate my protein to be about 50% of my meal, and then I'll allow fats and carbohydrates to fill in the rest. The other 25% might be 25, might be 40% fat, 10% carbohydrates. It just depends. So in that case, I set a protein target. So I'm just sub 160 pounds. So I need to hit a bare minimum of 160 grams of protein a day. Do I hit that every day? No, sometimes it's like 144, 150, 155. Do I stress? Not really. Some days it's 180. Am I stressing? No, like especially while I'm dieting, having a little bit more protein can assist my recovery. So I make protein front and center for those aforementioned reasons. Then I say fruits and veggies. You can kind of add those in to assist with like satiation. You don't want to go overboard. Like a large to medium to large banana is about like 100 calories, 24 grams of carbs, a gram of protein, for example, negligible amount of fat. So if you were to have like 3 bananas, for example, and then you had your protein, and then you had like some fats on top of that, like that might push you overboard if you were to have like 3 to 5 of those meals a day. I personally construct 4 meals a day. My partner, I'm trying to push her towards 3 so that she can consume more protein. Because when she works out with me, I want her to like properly recover because she's on her feet throughout the day. She works like over 60 hours a week. So fruit and veggies, you kind of add those in to assist with satiation. Protein is front and center, and then everything else is pretty much. You don't have to eliminate it, but they're on the margins. So she's a huge fan of porridge. When I was like getting like really into it and like trying to show her things, I was like, okay, if you're gonna have porridge, this is how much porridge you can have. And it's this teeny bowl. When she does porridge, I'm telling you, like a bowl like this, it's overflowing. She loves porridge, folks. So I was like, hey, you can have porridge, that's fine, but this is what it's gonna do. Like it's gonna take away this like amount, like you're gonna have like this little amount of porridge, okay? So she's like, oh, that's not cool. So anything else, if you like bread or something along those lines, you don't have to eliminate it. But as opposed to having 3 slices of bread, your 3 eggs, your protein, whether it's like your chicken breast, chicken thighs, your ground beef, your lean ground beef, whatever it is. And then going back to the protein source, have it be a lean source of protein. So I was buying 93.7 ground beef. I was cutting off the fat for chicken thighs, for example, sometimes. I was getting ground chicken or ground turkey, all very lean. So using those tips, that's what I use to construct a successful diet for me. I've moved from being more structured at the start of my diet to being much more flexible with myself, i.e. I'm allowing myself to have a little bit of Gatorade. And last but not least, I like to create a step count goal per day, and then build it up. So I started off at 12,000 steps for my first week. This week, I'm up to 13,000 steps. Do I hit it every day? No, I've had, I think, a couple of days where I was at like 8,000 or 9,000 steps. Right now, I'm like a little north of 9,000. So I need to get a 2-mile walk in before the end of the day, and I'm good. So protein, first and foremost, have it come from mostly lean sources. Fruit and veggies fill in the rest. And then on the margins, you can have carbohydrates. I would keep them like very low and only add them in to assist you in maintaining that diet. So if you have to have bread in the morning for your breakfast, no problem. Have 1 slice of bread and just like a little bit of butter, just a little bit of butter. Doesn't mean you have to cut it out, but you do want to ration it so that you can fill it in with the other things. And then for physical activity, I recommend having a step count goal because that can assist you with increasing your overall movement to keep physical activity high, which may help combat your eating window, which can reduce the amount of time that you eat and can potentially overeat. What do you think about those tips, buddy? Any tips that you provide that are different than those?
No, those are really good. Obviously you're trying to manipulate and try to like kind of, go on a certain path to help you, which I think all those are really great. Yeah. And I think like to Roman's point, like maybe like if you're new to like trying to keep track of stuff and whatnot, maybe try to record maybe a little bit and try it out. I know a lot of people don't like to record when it comes to just eating in general. Like I don't like to all the time too as well. And that's why I told you guys before, like I record like 80%, but I think it's a really I think it's a really good benefit because without knowing the stats, I think a lot of people are more, if they don't record, I think more people are intaking like less protein during meals and then loading with carbohydrates and fats. Where Roman was saying, like, obviously keep it front and center, and I think that's really important. And like, honestly, I think that's the biggest one with like dieting, and obviously you need to keep your activity up. And like Roman was saying, a step count is a really good thing. Start small. I think like maybe if you're doing like 5,000 a day, maybe do like 6 or 7,000, and then increase it from there. And then like don't overdo it. Don't beat yourself up, and allow yourself to quote unquote eat those like cheat foods. Like even with me dieting down for the marathon, which honestly I didn't really have to diet down because of the activity was so high. So but before that, like say if I was dieting down, like I would still eat ice cream here and there. Maybe I would do frozen yogurt instead of ice cream, or like they even have like low fat options at frozen yogurt places, and honestly it still tastes like ice cream. um or I did put a recipe out there, like say if you do like ice cream, like you can make protein ice cream. Honestly, we've been eating it like a lot lately, and it's like an easy way to get like 25 to like 50 grams of protein in a meal, depending on how big you are. Sometimes I need to get like 50 grams per meal, which is kind of a lot, and I'm pretty full, but like it's pretty easy going. But no, I think that's good. We're over time anyway, so we're gonna just end it here. Thank you guys for watching and listening. Please like, comment, subscribe, and follow us, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.